How's it going, guys? Um, Here I go. I'm gonna play some Project Cars now. This is a cool sim racer. It's akin to Gran Turismo and Forza in terms of how the game controls the feel of the game. Um, it doesn't have as many cars or courses as the other ones. Maybe I'm gonna guess because it was more of a crowd-funded game. So there wasn't as many resources for them to probably get the licenses to those products. So in terms of how fleshed out the career mode and like all the other options and tuning and stuff like that, it won't be as polished as the other two games. But in terms of just sheer gameplay, how it controls, how it feels, this is on par with those games. Unfortunately, I don't have a steering wheel, which is what really makes these games stand out when you do play them. Um, but with the remote, you know, it's just as good. I'll let this run real quick. This is a very beautiful looking game, as you can see. So, it was supposed to come out Q4 of 2014. There was a few delays. Set it back. It only came out earlier this month, May of 2015. So, it's kind of like in this weird period in the year where not very many games come out, so there's not much competition around it, so it can help its sales, but at the same time, because it's not out during the holiday season, that can hurt its sales. I know that was the initial time frame it was supposed to come out, maybe right around the time as The Crew, and that would have been good competition for it, but um, it just didn't come out at that time. So we'll see how it fares. Obviously only time can tell. I haven't played too much, maybe like 5-6 hours of the game. Um, but the little bit that I have played, I enjoy it very much. I'm not a gearhead, so I'm not like super into car like details in terms of like horsepower and suspension and all this other stuff. Like I know the basics, obviously, but that's honestly due to playing the sim games like a Forza and a Gran Turismo prior to this. So um, there are many options in the game that you can adjust to find just your perfect setting. But just using the default settings has turned out pretty well for me. The water effects are crazy in this game, but it's a pain in the butt trying to drive in the rain with them. This opening video is gorgeous, as you can see. Like this, you know, tells me that we're really in the next gen of gaming already. Like it's pretty awesome. So, all right, so we'll skip this. You can see has some quick race options. You can set up, quick races, change the location, a bunch of them. Those are pretty famous ones. The only ones that I really know, let's see if it's even here. Laguna Seca is not here, which is very popular. It's been everywhere. At least the Nürburgring is here. Because that's a well-known one that's, Silverstone is there. The reason I know these races is because they've been in the other sim racing games. So I guess those are like staples. Through your career, you're going to get offers to play, as for different racing teams. They all have different cars, different types of cars. Right now, I'm up to the 250cc Superkart class, so I just started. But as we scan through the whole car list, you can see that for the most part, it's supercars, not just standard stock cars that you'll see like in the streets, like Altimas and maybe some Infinities and stuff like that. Um, so, like I said, it might be because of the crowdfunding. It may not have been enough to get the licenses for all those other cars. But the few cars that they do offer are pretty much the top of the line cars from each series, if you will. Which makes for a great racing game. It's just all about speed. because the progression is, you know, is not real progression to the game. All right, so now, yeah, so here we go. On the bottom, you can set the session length. Like the full length of the race is 5 laps of this particular race. Opponent skills, you can adjust it accordingly. 50, I'll leave it as it is. The session length, for the most part, I've left most of the game at about 46%. Some of the races, I'm sure later on, are going to get to like 20 laps and stuff, and that's a little much, and at least for me. So, 2 laps for a race like this should be enough. I did maybe 2 races with this car, so I'm still getting used to how it handles. It's much faster than the 125cc kart that I was driving prior to this. So the controls, it's a lot more sensitive with the control in terms of when you're turning, slightest mistake and you're spinning out, and that can cost you the entire race. But being as how these cars aren't heavy, it's hard to try to keep all 4 tires on the road. So any bump you may come into, it can cost you the entire race. So you got to be cautious when, hitting these turns. Some drafting, some common racing knowledge, Oh, shit. All right, we're good. All right, calm down. All right. One thing I love about these light cars, though, is that they stop on the dime. So you can afford to brake a little later to take the turns. That was a pretty sloppy turn, in my opinion. Just trying to create some space between myself and the second place guys, so gotta focus a little bit. Shit. Like I said, you lose any traction with this car, and that's like the whole race. So, damn, I'm taking these turns terrible. All right, it's a trophy for me. I'll take that. That counts as my career race. Because depending how you perform, you get invitations to other clubs to race for them. And some invitational tournaments that don't really have an effect on your career, but they're just fun to race because you get to race with like newer cars, different classes of cars. So it's cool to kind of preview the cars before you actually get up to them. You check your emails and stuff like that. See right there, that first one, as you can see, we'd like to invite you to come and participate in the Pagani Monza Club Day on behalf of Dark Nitro. The event starts on 2304, which would be April 23rd. They do it backwards here. And it would be great to have you behind the wheel representing our team. Hoping to see you soon. So, right now, in my calendar, I am up to this is April. So, April 10th. that invitation was for the 23rd down here. So unless I get another invitation again following this upcoming race, that should be the last one. Alright, so for each race you got a practice round to, get familiar with the track. A qualifying round where obviously your fastest lap time is going to determine your starting position in the actual race. So you do a quick practice, at least a lap or two, to see which course this is. Like I said, I haven't played this game very much, so some of the courses I'm not familiar with because I haven't seen them even in the other racing games. So they're all fairly new to me. That's why I keep the guiding line on, at least for now, until I get real familiar with the tracks. Then I'll probably turn them off. I don't follow it to the T anyways. I just use it so I can see some upcoming turns, or at least know if it's going to be a much sharper turn than I'm anticipating. Okay, I was about to say I thought it froze, so that would have been embarrassing. Um, oh wow, I got to drive the Iron Man car. This is my preferred view, um, but I'll show you guys in a second the interior view. They are pretty detailed, not to the T, but oh crap, oh crap, that cart spoiled me. This car doesn't stop as quickly, so I think this is a practice lap. Jesus, I think I was drunk. Shit. Fully functional dashboard. The mirrors are in real time. Not like the static images we had from back in the days. You know. I hate driving from this view, but All right, it's fine. Skip to the end of the session. All right, now we're just gonna go qualify. You know, like I said, that was a practice race, so we can get used to the map itself. Oh crap! It's raining. This is gonna suck. Cool thing, you have to press the D-pad to turn on the windshield wipers. I found that pretty cool. Alright, time to race. Sorry. The weather is pretty dynamic, so halfway through this race, since I see the sun is still out, it may actually stop raining. I found that pretty cool. So if you're ever doing a really long race, that can change the entire dynamic of it. You know. Shit, back tire hit the dirt, so that lap is invalid. Gotta try to set a good time in the next one to try to get a decent position in the main race. It was the first lap, anyways. That's never my best lap. I'm comfortable with that time, so I'm gonna skip to the end. Hopefully it holds up, and it did, like 2/10, 3/10 of a second almost. So I got pole position. Um, this is the main race. Hopefully I can hold up. Oof, look at that car. Yeah. Good jump. Got a good jump on that one. Good thing it's a racing game and it's not my actual car, so I can run into others. It's not raining, so I can brake a slight bit later than usual. Or so I hope. Almost lost control there. I'm pretty excited about doing this, recording myself, play some games, just chat about whatever. Um, just playing a couple of my favorite games or just new games, that I'm learning, maybe for the first time. So it's a new experience for the both of us. Um, I'm trying not to tamper with these videos, like not too much editing. Trying to have as much like real time footage as possible. Um, Leave any comments, for maybe any game suggestions. I may have them. I have a whole bunch of indie titles. So you name it, I may have it. I'll put a video up of that. Any comments, questions, or anything like that, I'll be, answer to the best of my ability. I'm not like a real journalist or anything like that, but I'll answer them as honestly as I can. If I know the answers, if I don't, well, sorry. Uh, but I feel like I'll have a lot of fun making these videos. If you guys give me feedback, it can only get better. So I really appreciate it. You comment, subscribe to the page, or anything like that. I'll try to do these. I don't know how frequently. Maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks, depending on the games that are actually out. I may go into my back catalog. It'll give me a reason to go and explore my older games that I purchased and played maybe once. So this is probably the newest game that I've purchased. So it's fairly up to date. All right. Oof. Woo! Got some cold cuts today. Got my cold cuts. Get my cold cuts. 2-second victory. Not bad. And Pena wins again. But alright, guys, this was fun. I'm not gonna make a much longer video. I know you guys got things to do than sit here and watch someone else play a video game. But yeah, like I said, just leave any comments down below, any questions, maybe suggestions for other games, suggestions on how I can improve these videos. You know, I'm ready to listen. If you guys give me feedback, I can improve these, and you guys have a better time watching these. So, until next time, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.